This is a guide for King Halo and Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I'm going to show you how to beat career with this character, which way you should build this thing for PvP, and if you're going to use it for sparks, which isn't really worth it late game, but if you're going to do it, what way you should go about it using this character. So the first thing we need to do is look at the career info, because this one's not as obvious. We have sprint A, mile B, medium B, pace B, late A, so I'm assuming she's going to have to do all three. But let's go ahead and take a look at the career info. So if you go through this, you can see we got medium, medium, medium. Okay, so she's mostly medium, and then a long, and then a sprint. Oh, the long is just a run, so you're gonna lose it no matter what, unless you do something crazy. And then one sprint, and then she has a 1 mile, and then another sprint, and then a medium. Okay, so it starts off with mediums, and then it turns into sprints and miles at the end, followed by the last one being a medium, and I assume then that the URA finale is going to be medium. So what we need is with sparks to get her mile and medium to A. That'd be like your highest priority with sparks if you're just trying to beat the career with her. Then we go to details. She has a 20% gain to power and a 10% to guts. We're going to ignore the guts one because as of right now in the global version of the game, guts is not really worth training most of the time, pretty much ever. But power we can use to our advantage. So here's what's weird. She has mediums, so she needs some stamina. But the big thing is at the end, she has sprints. And sprints take speed and power. But then we still need the stamina for the medium. So there's two ways to build this out because of that. So first off, let's take a look at the sparks. So what we can do is we can go in here and we either just look through like slowly, or you can even go in here and go to the filters and try to filter for what you need. So if I take these off, I needed a medium. So we can go in here and see who's got a medium in here. Is there any that have medium that don't have just terrible sparks? Like in my case, my sparks are terrible because I've been barely even playing. Okay, this one single spark with just this little bit of stuff. So you don't need much. Mile and medium are almost A already. We had a 2 for medium and a 1 for mile, and that was good enough. After that, I'll get one that's going to boost late. I'm going to hopefully get late up to S tier with this one, and this will also take pace to A in case I need it for the stamina. So that'll take care of that. Those sparks are pretty mid, but not even mid. They're pretty bad, but we got affinity to circle, so it's all right. So here's what we're going to do with this character. So first off, no matter what here, we're going to want at least 3 speed. Although I'm probably going to use Kitasan Black, actually, no matter what for the speed. So this one will get replaced, if any. So there's 2 ways to approach this. There's more than 2 ways to approach this, really. So what we could do is we could get stamina and speed. Not the best option, but it could work. You could also be weird and try to get, I don't know which one of these powers is the best offhand, but get like a power, 2 stamina, 3 speed. Or you can just go for, I'm not going to put these ones on actually. Some of these are terrible. Just throw on for visual sake. So 3 power, 3 speed. Or you can get 4 speed and 2 power. Or you can get 3 speed, 2 power, and then 1 wit. And this be the wit's usually, so a lot of people like the wit, but I think the wit's generally better the better your support and sparks are, because if your support and sparks are high enough, then you will get the stats you need with just, being down a card, basically. And then you do random wit training to get some energy back. And that will also help you get your wit up some, which will make your stamina consumption more reliable during the races. But I don't really like doing that because my sparks and stuff are terrible for not playing enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the safer bet, which is to do 3 power and 3 speed. And the reason I'm going to do this is, so we do need stamina for the mediums, but we actually, I don't need this much power, actually, come to think. I might be able to get by. The risky play here, I'm going to try the risky play, is 4 speed, 2 power, and training power will get me the stamina I need. I'll take stamina from any events I can get and stuff, and it might be a horrible choice, honestly, because I need stamina for the mediums at the end, so I don't know. I'm wishy-washy as hell, but let's just do the safe bet. I don't want to do this video twice. So we'll do 3 speed, 3 power. It'll be less amazing if we win, but be more likely to get through the career. If you're farming sparks, this is a pretty good option to be able to try to get 6... Like, you might be able to get, with a good run, 1100 speed and then 600 power. And, I don't know, maybe just that. You can get that pretty easily. You could try with this to get 1100 power with 600 stamina and 600 speed, but that'd be kind of weird to try to get. So for spark farming, though, it's still not horrible. For the support cards, you're going to want specialty priority as best as you can. Now, me personally, I have horrible power cards. I even have to use just a normal rare in order to get specialty priority, but without specialty priority, they're pretty much terrible most of the time. That's why Kita-san Black is so broken, because she has 80 specialty priority at level 50. So these sparks were terrible. I got 29 speed, 17 power, 5 wit, but those aptitudes were the main thing that I was looking for. So the way this is going to work is we're going to try our best. This is a great start, by the way. We're going to try our best to only train speed or power whenever we can help it. And then stamina will be our like tertiary option if we can help it. And then we'll only do guts or wit if it's something like see speed or we have 4 friendships on it. That's when we'll do guts or wit. And then once we have all our friendships up, we'll probably never do guts and wit again unless there's something crazy like 5 people on it or something just insane. So I'm going to start off with this. So we're going to try to, like I said, we're going to try to get our friendship bonuses up. But if the choice is between speed, power, and something else, so like say we have, okay, if we have 2 on power, say we had 3 on guts, I would still do the 2 on power because I want to level up power and speed to level 5 by the end of the career. And that'll help a lot for stat gain, so I really don't want to diverge to one of the others unless I absolutely have to. Now, one issue is I am not going to have enough stamina with doing the power, so I'm going to try to lean into power whenever I can. We're going to aim to get like 800 speed, 800 power by the end, just so we can get like 300 to 400 stamina, hopefully. So here we have failure rate at 22%. I wouldn't do it if it's over 10%. You've probably heard that a million times by now. But something you could do, like if it's really juicy, I may risk it, but you basically risk the whole career. So in this case, it's 22%. That is way too high, but the reward is great, and it's at the start of the career, so I could always just restart the career if this goes bad, so hopefully it goes well. Okay, success. If it was a failure, though, I literally would have just started the career over because it was so early on. Like, because it would just screw me so bad. But, yeah, you don't want to take that risk unless the reward is juicy or if you don't mind restarting the career immediately afterwards. So our mood is only good, and this training, the best thing we have is 2 on wit with the director, which, by the way, if you get her friendship up to orange by the end, she gets 15 to each stat at the end of the career, which you beat the finale. So I'm not too worried about her. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do another recreation. We're missing energy. I'm hoping we don't get the karaoke. Please, no karaoke. Okay, good. We got the one that gives a little bit of energy and gets moved up to great. So that's what we want. So now we'll get the training bonus from having great, which is huge. So this is a weird one. There's 2 characters with 2 hints on stamina, and the other options aren't insanely good. Honestly, I should probably do power, but I kind of need some stamina. We're like, she starts with so little stamina. We do need to run a bunch of medium races early. We're only going to get one of the hints, but I'm going to do the stamina. Just because we need it pretty bad. Also, eventually you want to learn all the events that you can and what they do and what the options are. You can see them all in Game Torah, but that's a lot of work to go through all of them. But like, for example, I know this one gives me energy back if I do this bottom one with Twin Turbo. And that's 25 free energy. That saves me an entire turn. So learning all those as you play the game can make a huge difference for your playthrough. Now it's time for the debut race, and it's a mile. So we start with a mile, and then we do a bunch of mediums. So with the mile, we are shoo-in to win. We're going to go to pace, so we don't have to pass as many people. And just to show you what can happen here, so number 2 favorite has like 100 or less stats with only 50 guts. That's crazy to see a number that low. And the reason I'm showing you that is in case you don't get first. Don't be surprised if you don't get first, even though you're number 1 favorite to win. You'll get second, even with those kind of stats, you'll get second like 25% of the time or like 15% of the time. So that's normal. If so, just think of it as you lost a turn to bad luck. And that happens. Just like when you get mood down, you could potentially be like losing a turn to bad luck equivalent. So now we have 11 turns until the next race, and that's when we start doing the medium races. So we need to get our stamina up at least to 150 by then, if we can help it. Or maybe 200 somehow, but I don't think that's happening. We're taking a gamble not building stamina with this character. So here's an event. Every character has this basically. It's eat a lot or don't eat as much. And if you eat a lot, you'll get a bunch of energy. And there's like a 1 in 5 to 1 in 10 chance of getting the slow metabolism debuff, which thankfully I didn't get. If you do, you gotta go to the infirmary till you get rid of it, or else you'll get no speed gains from training, which is awful. But thankfully, I didn't get it. But I think it's always worth going for it if you're missing energy, because the odds are so low. Like, it can ruin your career if you get it and then can't heal it like 3 times in a row or something. But the rest of the time, you know, you'll get that energy, and it's super good for your playthrough. So here's an example of one of the turns I was talking about. We have 1 on speed. It is a friendship training, though. We have a hint on stamina. We have 1 on power, but then we have 3 on wit with a hint. So I'm going to go with this one just to get the friendship trainings, because that's a lot of friendship there compared to what I want to train. So it's time for the first medium race, and I'll be just happy if I survive this race. I got such insanely weird stats for this point. I need more speed, but I didn't get like any good friendship trainings on that one that you saw that I skipped for speed. So, but I got tons of friendships, so I have almost all of them to orange now except for 2, and those 2 are pretty far along. So that's pretty insane. But we need to survive this race. We just need the top 5. We don't need first. If we get first, that's great. I couldn't afford any more skills, so we're just going to go for it. The only salvation is everyone else's stats should hopefully be terrible. So let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 is 170 of each. And we have more than that. So hopefully it'll be fine. We'll try pace. Oh boy. Actually, we have so much power we should do late to conserve our stamina. We have so much power. Hopefully this gets first. Alright, I got first. Okay. We took advantage of having power. The late Surger and End Chaser, whatever they're called, those are better the more power you have. So if you're built weird like this with a ton of power, you want to go for those if you have A or S for in those styles. So unfortunately, another thing was we hit the end of the year with full energy. Otherwise, I would do this one about getting sufficient rest to get plus 20 energy. But I can instead go for stats, or I can go for skill points. I'm going to go with stats, but oh wow, that was only guts. I should have gone for the skill points. Never mind. That was horrible. I should have done skill points. Anyway, but yeah, if you can, you want to end the year missing energy so you can get that free 20 energy. It's like getting a free turn. Wow, look at this right here. If only there were only those were all speed instead of the 2 power being right there, but we'll go ahead and take that. We have 5 turns until the next race, and now my biggest goal, I still need stamina, but I gotta get speed as much as I can help it. So if I get any decent opportunities for speed, I'm gonna take it now, because we cannot be entering that race with 200 speed. That'd be, I would all 250 speed. It would have been horrible. Here's inspiration. It's probably gonna be pretty bad, but not insanely horrible. Let's see. 24 speed, 11 power, 1 wit. I mean, that's good. We need that speed. So we're making pretty good progress. We're gonna go into summer with basically over 400 speed, maybe 500 power. This stamina is pretty weak, though, but the medium races are the early on races, so it gives us that buffer that we need in order to survive through that. So let's look through here, see if there's any good skills that we've unlocked. Not really any good skills, so we'll just take the ones up here with the biggest percentage off, like this one, and we'll wait till the next time to see what we got on the next race. So let's go ahead and get into this one. This one's 11,000 fans. We just need to survive this one. Again, we don't have a lot of stamina. It was only 2,000 meters, though, so it's maybe a medium, but it's only, like, technically a medium. It's not like... It's like a very short medium. So the number 1 favorite has 270, 260 average of stats, and we have way different than that. So, I mean, we should be able to get top 5 unless the game just rolls really bad. Okay, good. We got first place. So, being in that late Surger, that probably helps a lot because late Surger combos so well with power. We have enough speed to get through. So we had enough stamina to survive, and then our speed and power just made us just destroy them. So that worked out. I'm going to buy this home stretch haste, and after I'm going to save for Professor of Curvature, which just gives a gold skill. And now we have basically 400 speed, 200 stamina, 500 power, which is pretty good. But this is a 20,000 fan G1 medium race, 2,400 meters. Not sure if the stamina is going to be able to survive through this. This is where, like, the choke point is for building without stamina cards. So, do the power strategy at your own risk, honestly. Stamina card could be the better play here. Just to see what's going on here before it rolls for us. Let's see. The number 1 favorite now has, like, 300 average with 340 stamina. So, we're going to run late, and hopefully our stamina is enough. Let's see what happens. 6th place. That is terrible. This is where the stamina check is, and I didn't get enough stamina, so I'm going to use an alarm clock and give it another shot. Okay, we barely survived. Oh, man. Stamina power build, not quite. I should have had 1 stamina card, to be honest, or something. Or honestly, just built the safe way, which would have been, I don't know, speed. 4 speed, 2 stamina might be, like, a better option. Because then we just go for the 1,200 speed with 600 stamina. And by getting 1,200 speed, we end up getting like 600-700 power, which will get us through the sprints. Like, that probably would have been the smarter play. But here we are, and we'll go ahead and finish this one out and see what we can get. So we went to summer. I wasn't paying attention, unfortunately, so I had to rest in the first turn, which is unlucky. And second turn, super unlucky, nothing crazy, but I'm going to do some speed. And then this turn, oh man, I want speed so bad, but this is such a crazy power. And then whatever the next turn is, I can't do it even if I want to. So let's see if I missed out on something crazy. For this event, I'm going to do the top one, which is going to always be power. And then I didn't really miss out on anything too insane, but that speed would have been very, very nice. So I messed up my summer. I could have rested the turn before. It's what you should do. And I forgot to. You want to try to go into summer with full energy, and I just botched it because it's like 2 a.m. right now and I'm tired. So summer being pretty bad. Summer was awful. Even if I'd rested, we still just had a really rough summer. It was really unlucky. So 500 speed, 630 power, and only 238 stamina. I think at this point the hope is to get speed to like 700 or something and power to 1200, because then if we get power to 1200, that'll get stamina up to like 400. This was not the build. This was not the build. Like, it'll be fine, and we'll see how it goes. But it would have been better to build stamina and speed. That would have been the safe, reliable thing. Because now we have the long, and we don't have to win this. We don't have to win. I forgot this. So we don't have to win the long, and we actually can't because we don't have the aptitude for it. So we actually do have a B for it, come to think of it. But I don't think we're going to be able to win it. Yeah, we got 14th. It'd be possible to win. If you built the build of just speed and stamina, you actually could potentially win that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you could, but if you had sparks to bring it up to an A all the way, then yeah, then you definitely could. Wow, look at that training. That's kind of crazy. So this game is just throwing these power trainings at me like crazy. It's 11% failure. I'm going to risk the career on it. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're good. So we're literally going to cap out on power. It's kind of stupid. You want to cap out on speed. You do not want to cap out on power, but it's just the way it's going to end up going here. It's just how it's going to go. So I got a weird turn here. There's nothing on power. There's one on speed, and there's some on stamina with this person at Tsuko. I'm just going to get one random stamina here because I just want to make sure that we're good when we hit that medium at the end of the career, and I know we're going to need like 400. I don't think we're going to be able to get it with these cards, but we'll see. Here's something to keep an eye out, by the way. So we're not missing that much energy, so it's wasteful to rest, but there's like nothing crazy to do here. I have no one on any of the ones that I want to train, so we're just going to rest, even if it's a little bit wasteful. Time for the next race. I'm going to get this golden skill here that'll increase velocity on a corner, on corners in general. And this race, we have 600 speed, 300 stamina, 777 power, which is a lot better. And this is the first sprint. Now, if we don't get first on the sprint, I'm going to be, like, really annoyed, actually. That'll be just ridiculous. So, we can swap the pace for this because we don't need as much stamina. And just to show you how insane it is if we lose this, let's go look at the number one. Oh, my gosh. The number one has 400 speed, 170 stamina, 380 power. And we have 600, 300, 777. If we don't get first, it's just like the game is just crazy. Okay, there we go. You can definitely get last place. I've had it like that before, and it's been like, bam, 16th. It totally can happen, but thankfully it didn't have. We like probably a 95% chance or more of getting that, and we got it. Now we get our second inspiration, which is probably also going to be pretty mediocre. Let's see what we get here. We get 42 speed. Hey, you know what? I kind of needed that. I'll take it. Now, something I didn't mention that I forgot to mention is if you go to races, you can go through here, and you can, especially if you're ahead on a run, you can do a bunch of G1 races. You can look on Game Tour, see what sparks they can give you. But if you're building this for sparks, you're going to want to do every G1 race you can reasonably do that gives good skills like speed, stamina, and stuff, which, again, you'll have to look that stuff up. I have a whole video on that, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember now. I think I did. And if you're not doing this for sparks, you're just doing it to beat the career or try to get an A rank, they're still nice because the G1s give the most skill points per race, which will allow you to get more skills for your PvP build if you're building this thing for PvP. But it's not going to be as necessary. But yeah, that's how you get white sparks, is by just doing every G1 race you possibly can. Also, if you're doing it for sparks, you want it for the affinity as well, because it gives you +3 affinity for every one that you complete. So this actually is a really good career, like compared, like if you've seen some of the other characters I've done and I had the bad luck I've had. I mean, dang, I've been in great mood the entire time. I've actually had some pretty darn good training, friendship training so far. We're about to go into the first summer with 700 speed 830 power, and that's with terrible sparks, like absolutely god-awful sparks. So this is like really looking good. I kind of needed it because building with the 3 power cards was not the play, guys. Like I've said it before, if you're still watching, like, dude, the stamina would be safer. Or 2 stamina, 1 power, 3 speed, or something like, I don't know, 3 power was such a gamble. We'll see if we can get to the end with it. Time for the next race. I looked through the skills. There's nothing I really want right now. So this one's a mile, and I have to imagine there's no way we don't get first unless we get just ridiculous bad luck. And just to make it see it here, look how bad their stats are. 350, 370, 270, whatever. And we have 700, 850, 320. So if we don't get first, it's like rigged, man. It's like such bad luck. Okay, there we go. Like the reason I show this every time is because, man, you'll see one of these times on one of these videos. I actually showed on some of my other videos where I did individual character runs like this. And I had one before where I had like double the stats and I came in last place. And then I re-rolled and got first place. And it's like, it literally just happened. So now I'm in a really weird situation here. There's no good training. I mean, kinda I could do speed, I guess. But if I go to the races, right now there's this race, which is a G1. But also summer starts next turn. So this is like an impossible decision. So I'm going to risk my summer for the skill points and the fans right here and do this medium. Which, oh god, it's a medium, so what have I gotten myself into? With my stamina, I don't know that I'll be able to actually do good here, but let's see. The number 1 favorite. Oh, this number 1 favorite has the same stamina as me. Literally, if I lose this, it's the biggest BS ever. Check this out. All right, we don't get first. We got second. We got second. We had the same stamina as the number 2 person, and we had like more than double of the other 2 stats that matter, and we got second. I don't know what is optional races, man, but optional races like that, sometimes it's just insane. Like, that shouldn't even be possible to come in second, and we got second. So, yeah, that was not worth it at all. That made us start with a horrible summer. We don't have a lot of energy going into the summer, and we didn't get the first place, so it was literally all for nothing. So, that was a throw. We just threw with that decision. First and second turn had decent training. First turn had a really good training. Second turn, not so much. We're going to rest, and then we'll be able to get maybe 2 more chances here if we're lucky. Thankfully, we got a good speed, or I could take a good power, but we really need that speed. The speed's even better anyway, so we're going to take that speed, and then we're going to have to gamble on the last training and hope that we don't lose it. So, nope, 25% is actually too high, and there's nothing anyway. So we kind of screwed our summer up. If we would have gone with full energy, we could have done the first 3 turns good, then rested on the 3rd turn, and it would have been a much better summer, but sometimes you got to take risks, and, you know, if we had won that G1, it could have, you know, paid off, but we didn't win it, unfortunately. Time for the next race. I'm going to get, I don't know which one to get, honestly. Like, I don't want to commit to Pace Chaser on the Hydrate, so I'm actually just going to knock in any skills and wait and see. Maybe I'll get something different by the time we have to do the next one. So this one's the Sprint. This one's just going to be the stupidest one if we lose this one. So let's look at number 1. Look how bad those stats are. 500, 200, 500. Plus, obviously, our wit and stuff is lower. But and we have 760, 350, 940. So, like, if we don't win this, it's just insane. Okay, good. That's what we should have gotten, but you never know. So now the next thing is going to be this medium race. And I have this really tough decision here of a really good speed training or a really good power training. And god, the speed training is going to give so many stats. I want to do it so badly, but I want to go with the power training to increase the odds that we pass the stamina check, even though we also need the speed. We need them both, really, but just I don't know, I'm scared that we might not have enough stamina. So now we're going to go in here and look, is there anything in here? We still just have the worst skills right now, so literally the only thing is this or that, depending on which way we want to run this. So I'm going to go with this and try the Pace Chaser and see. And if not, I'll use an alarm clock and try the Late Surger and then see what happens. So going into this medium race. It's a shorter medium race, so it's not bad. But it's the second major stamina check of the run. And just as always, like I like to do, we're going to look at number 1. Number 1 has 511 stamina, so that is kind of an issue. We blow them out of the water with the speed and the power, but my god, our stamina is very short compared to that. So let's see what we get. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, we got first. That first was not guaranteed. That first was probably more than 50%, but it was probably not 90%. But maybe buying that Hydrate skill helped. Who knows? So this character, at the end here, you get a bunch of turns till the end. You could run G1 races if you're trying to build sparks. Like, if you were doing a 600 run, so say right now, if I was, well, if you had 600 speed, 600 stamina, 600 power, or 1100 power and 600 speed or whatever, and you're locked in, you're good enough, those are the spark gambles I want to take, then you would just finish it off by doing any of the G1 races that you can actually do here. But I'm not going for that right now. I don't really care. I'm just going to beat the career and get a high B+, and maybe an A, probably not an A though. And we'll go from there. So now we get our last trainings, and so this is weird, okay? So we're going to get this, we're going to get 3 turns to train, and this first one, there's nothing good. Power, it's like, okay, we could do power, but I'm instead going to do something real weird here, is I'm either going to do, I guess I can do recreation and hope that it gives me 10 energy, or I can do the real safe bet and just rest. I'm not sure if I'm going to play a safe bet or not. I'm going to take the safe bet and just rest, and just hope that we get good skill trains on the other 2. So now we have the first of the 3 URA finales. So we could get this competitive spirit if we feel like we're going to come up short on stats. And then other than that, I just do not have any good skills. All these skill hints have been for sprints and things. Probably because of the character. And that's where picking your support cards and being meticulous could matter. Like picking ones that actually make sense for your run. So I'm just going to get this instead, because I have nothing else that I can get that's going to help me. And now we have 800 speed, over 1,000 power, almost 400 stamina. And these are medium races, so actually we might be screwed because we didn't, I don't know, the stamina is going to be kind of brutal. So we'll try a pace here, view results. Second, that's not good. Let's instead try the late, since we have enough power to support it. And let's see how that goes instead. Okay, that's first. We're gonna have to do late surger on all these, and we are in some trouble with this stamina. Like this is not great. And then we don't really have any good training, so we're just gonna do power here because we have to train on these last 2 no matter what options we have. Now we have the next race, and we could buy nothing. There's literally nothing here. Front runner. We can get this late surger one. So since we're gonna commit to the late surger for the stamina, we're gonna get that. And now we're gonna get this one. We're going to be like number 8 favorite or something. Number 5 favorite. We went up somehow. And maybe because we passed 400 stamina. Anyway, hopefully we get first because I don't have a lot of alarm clocks left. All right, good. We got first. It seems like 400 stamina might have been the goal, like the minimum goal if you're using late surger with this character for the final stamina checks here. But we'll see. 500 stamina obviously would have been a lot better. And building with stamina cards instead of power cards also would have been way, way smarter. And man, this just, at the very end, the game just drops the ball on these stat gains. Like, what are these? There's like no friendship trainings or anything. So I'm going to do the power training to make sure that we get over 1100 power at the end, just in case we get the power spark. And then there'll be a higher chance of getting a 3-star if we happen to get lucky and get a power spark. And then with skills, we don't really have anything else we can get. So because of that, even if I had more points, there's nothing. I don't want to do miles with this character, so I want to get this thing. I never get this thing. There's no way we're getting brackets 6 through 8, but hey, you never know. There's literally nothing else I can get that makes any sense. All right, so here we go. The finale finals. And we are going to be number 7 favorite. And I want to look at number 1. Number 1's not even that crazy. It's basically 500 to 550 on each one. Let's go back to me. I mean, it's just that stamina. Let's see if we can get it. Hey, we got first. Late surger for the win. Late surger plus 400 stamina is basically all you need. I wouldn't have had to use alarm clocks probably if I had just built stamina cards instead of power, or even just 1 stamina card and 2 power or something. But hey, we survived. But don't count on that strategy. Definitely do the stamina cards, man. The power cards were, unless you have good sparks. If you have good stamina sparks, then do the power card. Because if I would have had like some 3-star stamina cards, I would have not needed to train as much power in order to get the same stamina, and it would have actually been crazy. So come to think of it, if you have good sparks for stamina, then yeah, totally do this build. If you have terrible, god-awful sparks though, then you're gonna want stamina cards, because that was almost luck that we got that far. I mean, I was a really good run. Look at that. I really wish we could have gotten speed up to S, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to go in here and see, is there any skills that we can buy? End closer, sprint, mile, and front runner. All right, well, we're just going to do the mile ones. We'll do passing ability when positioned towards the front. No, and then increase acceleration when passing another runner mid-race. We'll do that one. That one's more universal for our late surger, pace chaser combos. All right, this is probably a B plus. It's too bad it's not an A, but let's see. Yep, B plus. There it is. Yeah, not even close to an A actually. Kind of insane, come to think of it. Man, I'd be a little bit closer with my speed being almost 900. Hey, look at that! We got 3-star speed though, and a 2-star late surge. I wish I had done more G1 races if I would have known I was gonna get a 3-star speed. Let's go, dude. All right, well, hey, that worked out in the end. That's pretty lucky. That was just a lucky career all around, man. I don't know, man. All right, well, here's the final verdict. Do not run 3 power, 3 speed unless you have stamina sparks to back it up. That was just so tight, man. That was way too close. If you do have stamina, do it. If stamina sparks, do it. If you don't have stamina sparks, then I would think 4 speed, 2 stamina would probably suffice. That would probably be good. 4 speed, 2 stamina, and you'd be able to get speed to 1200 or 1100 with power at 500 for the sprints and whatever, and then stamina you'd easily be able to get to like 500 or something like that, or 600 ideally. And it'd be a lot easier. But now you know it's just there. The URA finale, if you're doing late chaser, the stamina check is probably 400, as long as your speed and power are good enough. 500 is obviously better, but 400 is enough to survive it. But yeah, that was pretty good. So that was King Halo. I just wanted to show you guys how to get through that, how to beat the career, and talk about all the different strategies, to give some tips and tricks throughout the whole thing to make it easier, help you understand what you should be aiming for to get A ranks and stuff. If you're trying to build for PvP, it would have been better if I had depends on what slot I want to put her in. She can go into 3 different slots, but you'd probably want speed 1100, then whatever power you can get with whatever stamina, depending what slot. I mean, if you're going to do sprint or mile, you don't need that much stamina. If you're going to do mediums with her, though, you're going to want your stamina at like 700, 600 or something at least, and then as much speed and power as you can get. Ideally, speed first always, though, for PvP, but yeah, hopefully those will help y'all guys. Now you know how to beat career, build for PvP, and how sparks and stuff and all that stuff go with King Halo and Uma Musume Pretty Derby.